Hello, my name is Abigail Garcia, and I'm going to be presenting my final project. And the topic I chose is the effect of resistance training on muscular fitness in adolescent athletes. So, what is resistance training? Resistance training is an important component of many training programs. I am sure most of you guys have done some sort of resistance training slash weight training at some point in your life. Um, Resistance training is not often put in adolescent workout regimens. I'm pretty sure a lot of us even did not get introduced into weight training until later on in our athletic careers, maybe late high school or right when we entered high school. But I am sure a lot of us did not get introduced into that. So I kind of just want to, or the goal of this project is for me to kind of understand the effects of resistance training and how that impacts a child or an adolescent in this case. Because we are aware that in adults, resistance training increases muscle strength and size. Improves bone mineral density, body composition, motor coordination, and even self-confidence. It basically improves your overall health. But I want to focus on adolescents and how it affects them. So when I was researching, I found an athlete development model, I'm sorry. And this is separated into about 4 phases. So in your first phase, you have your all about phase. This is when you're just getting into physical education or physical activity, I'm sorry. And it happens around your ages 4 to 7. That is just when you're running around, playing with basketballs, throwing the ball around, things like that. And then you have your phase 2, which is nurture the all around. You start playing maybe a little bit of more sports. You're not sports specific yet. You're getting around. You're joining t-ball. That phase when you're from 7 to 11 years old. I'm sorry. And then you have your third phase. This phase is where I really want to focus my resistance training on. So this is your skill development and functional strength phase. It's from ages around 11 to 15, middle school, early high school years, when you're first building that foundation for your sport specific stage, which is the phase 4. You're building on your sport specific skills. I don't know if many of us had I or have heard of sport specific skills, but this is when you are just focusing on one sport. Really, you're not doing multiple sports. You are doing one sport and you're focusing on that, improving on that one sport. So based on the athlete development model, beginning resistance training during phase 3 will help athletes have a foundation to build on their sport specific strength and skill. So that is kind of my goal to find. Implementing resistance training at an earlier age can eventually actually have long-term effects within that athlete's career. It could possibly improve their sports specific skills, as I said, to where they are a better athlete. Are stronger. They're stronger and they're more skillful because they already have a big, strong foundation. So, in ways that I want to test this is through a series of upper body and lower body assessments. First, before I go over the assessment methods, I'm going to be going over the intervention or exercise program within my project. I'm sorry. So we have our participant requirements. My goal is to have your adolescents from their range from 12 to 16 years old. I want to have at least 20 to 30 male and female adolescents. I want them to be healthy and free of chronic diseases, I'm sorry, and they are able to do at least moderate exercise. So the program information it lasts 12 weeks or 3 months, and it has 3 training sessions per week. You have Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. These sessions will last 30 to 60 minutes, or depending on how long the athlete takes to complete said workout. Or said session, I'm sorry. So at each session, you have a certified trainer or coach present. Before each session, the athlete or participant will complete 5 minutes of dynamic, I'm sorry, a 5 minute walk warm up, sorry. And then after the session, the participant will complete a 5-minute dynamic stretching session. So before I move on to each day and what workout they will be doing, each workout will consist of 3 sets with 10 reps. So on Monday, we are doing arms. We will be doing a tricep dip, a concentration curl with the use of a resistance band, a standing bicep curl with the use of resistance band, and an overhead tricep extension. On Wednesdays, the focus is legs. They will be doing a goblet squat using a 20 pounds dumbbell or a heavier dumbbell if they wish. Romanian deadlift only the bar will be used, or they can add more weight or use a crowbar. Front squat and back squat, the same rules apply. On Friday, they will be doing full body, so a combination of both upper and lower body. I'm sorry. So they will be doing a box step up with squats, cable bicep curls, a stiff leg deadlift with using only the bar or add more weight added, and an incline dumbbell press using the weight of preference. So how will I be assessing the effects of this intervention program? So like I said, I have the upper and lower strength test. So we first have our lower body. The first test they will be doing is a standing broad jump. Participants will stand behind the starting line, feet together, and push off to jump as far as possible. The distance from the takeoff line to the point of landing, which is where their back of their heel is taken in centimeters. The test is repeated 2 times. Then we have our vertical jump test. The vertical jump test is where the participant jumped vertically as high as possible to hit sticks on a device called the Vertec. I'm pretty sure a lot of us have seen that before. It is a tall pole with kind of it looks like a flag, but they're hard sticks sticking out of it, and the athlete will hit said sticks as high as possible, and that will measure their vertical jump. This test is also repeated 2 times. Next, they have the squat jump. This is very similar to the vertical jump, but they will be starting in a squat position. They will jump as high as possible and hit the sticks on the Vertec. This test is also repeated 2 more times. Next, we move on to our upper body tests. So we have our basketball throw. This is when the participant stands behind a line and they are holding the basketball and they throw it overhead as far as possible. So the landing point to where they are behind the line, the distance is taken and it is repeated 2 more times. Now we have the push-ups. So the push-ups is basically when they are doing push-ups until exhaustion. So the participant will do as many push-ups as possible. The test is only stopped when the participant stops. They do not keep the right position or they do not perform it correctly. They're bringing their bottom half and they're not moving their arms all the way down. There will be a trainer or researcher or coach present when they are performing these push-ups to judge, of course. So this test is also repeated 2 more times. And finally, we have our isometric strength test. So the participant is stood right up, standing up, with their back, head, and hips against a wall. A bar was placed at the height of the participant's shoulder at 15 centimeters distance. The participant then took a hanging position off the bar standing shoulder width apart. So the participant then pushed the bar as strong as possible for 20 seconds. The peak strength was done by using a load cell, and the test was repeated 2 more times. Now, heading into our specific outcome. So at the end of the 12-week program, the goal is to see improvement in muscular fitness, of course. That's where these tests come in. So in an article I found called The Short-Term Effects of Resistance Training Modalities of Performance Measures in Male Adolescents, this kind of shows me a kind of a fishbone of what I will see when I perform this program on adolescents myself. I'm aware that this is only males, but we will see similar improvements in females. Also, this is a short term, so it's about half of what the 12-week program is. I believe that this program was about 6 weeks. And they saw small improvements. So I am hypothesizing that with my 12-week program, there will be an even bigger difference and improvement. So the table below shows the results of another study, of course, which provides evidence for the perceived results of my study, or what I expect to see. The table study is a completed resistance program similar to what my program did. So in the table above, there's pre and post, mean and standard deviations, and they are based on different fitness tests done. So the only the combined training group, which is the group that did the resistance training, showed significant improvements from pre and post measures. So the improvement is evident in the numbers, and it shows the improvement after the intervention program. So in the study in which I have chosen, it took the body weight, mobility training, and free weight training effects. So they were observed using strength and power and sprint times. The free weight group, of course, talking about this again, it showed improvement in their sprint performance, horizontal jump performance, and max press ups. Can be similar. The numbers can be similar to when I show my vertical jump or the squat jump, as well as the press ups can also coincide with the isometric strength and the push ups. So, how will I get these athletes to come and participate in my program? I will go to local schools and advocate, like, hey, this program could possibly make you a better athlete in the long run. This can give you ideas as also along with me gaining information on how this can improve other athletes. This can give the participants an idea of what they could be doing to improve their overall athletic build, strength, fitness, and so on. So I will make that very clear of what this goal of this resistance training is. And I hope that it will motivate these athletes and bring them all to participate because of very good and the very good and great possibility they could have within their sport specific phase, as I said earlier, and maybe they can even improve. So that is about it for me, and I thank you all for listening.